I'm Ejecta1, and welcome back to another episode inside of my survival world. And in this video, in the last video, let me bring you right over there. We got some villagers doing their works and stuff. In the last video, we worked on the bathhouse in the last episode, we worked on this over here, which is the bathhouse, and yeah, it looks pretty nice and looks okay. And then I did work on the path over here. If I come over here really quick, I worked on this path, and I will show you really quick. I didn't finish it on camera, but I finished it off camera, and I actually happened to get this entire thing in all the way to here. And as you can see, I did go all the way up there. I did make a little scaffolding bridge because this is not the bridge that'll go here. I have a different plan for this. But it does go all the way here, and it makes its way all the way up here. And I try to follow the land a little bit, but it comes up here. And now we're at the top of this mountain, which is really cool. So now we have access to there, which is really good because I'm going to be continuing the Japanese build with this stuff, but not in today's episode. In today's episode, I'm going to be doing something that I probably should have done at the start, and I was going to wait till the end of this project to do, but I don't think it can wait any longer. And that is actually, if we come down here, well, I was going to work on the other part of the village, which is if I come down this way. If I come down here, you can see that I have this half of the village done, but I still got to get this part of the village done. And I was going to do the buildings, but I figured that might be a little boring on camera because you already see me do this stuff, and it's pretty much it's just a repeat of all this stuff. Pretty much just going down that way. So instead, I'm going to do this because, so here's an issue that I've had. I'm actually be working on the path and the bridge that connects here to there. And the reason for that is actually because I have been going back and forth with, let me eat something really quick. But I have been going back and forth from here to the city to try and get materials and get resources. And it's always a hassle to try and cross this river and grab some type of, to get materials and run all the way back here. It's just a nightmare. So we are going to work on to that. We are going to be working on the bridge here today. And I do have a pretty good idea for the bridge I want to do. Hopefully it'll stay within this style. But I don't want to do the curved angle bridge that you typically see in a lot of Japanese style builds or a lot of Japanese towns or even Minecraft builds. I want to do a particular bridge, but before we do that, I actually have to do something else. And that is actually, before I can even put the bridge in, I need to get the path lined up. Because I need to get that path to line up with the bridge. So, that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And that does mean that a lot of this stuff is going to be partially destroyed. And in fact, as a matter of fact, I did go back to the village, or not the village, but the city, to get some stone bricks to make them in slabs. So that is what we're going to focus on today. So let's get this path put in. Now we're probably going to start with this side. And that is actually because this is where everything, I'm pretty sure this is where everything that's along this route is going to be torn away. So I just want to get this lined up. Oh, whoop. Let's see. We need to go down by 1. So that was actually perfect. I think if we just do this, and then we can always adjust this later. That way it's a nice gradual shift downwards. Because I do want to kind of go with the land as much as I can. Oh. And this pig's about to lose his home. Sorry about that, pig, but you've got to move. You're free. Go on now. Be free. We don't really need him in here anyways, so that's just fine. We just need to get this to go flat because we don't need... Yeah, because it needs to come out to here. Let's just tear all this out. Don't worry, you can still access your house. It's just a little bit of a jump up now. And we'll go right up to the church. That I've already been tearing away because that's how I've been getting cobblestone in this area. Just because sometimes I don't feel like running back to my city to grab cobblestone. Alright, now we have that. Let's get the other side. I guess let's get the other side in. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's place that back in. Now he's going to tear this out. I'm going to work on this section first. So let me get this filled in really quick. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to fill that in like that. I will... Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and do this now. So now I need to fill this in. Because I don't want mobs spawning under here. That would be annoying. I don't need spiders spawning here. Alright, we've got that. Now we can go ahead and bring this all the way out to there, as we were before. I really don't want to take out this grass, if I can help it. The path blocks I don't care for. Okay, now we have that. Let's go ahead and tear this out. I really just want to get this lined up. Then I can fill this in. Let's get on the other side of this church. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so now we have that. And then we just want to go to the other side. I think we want this to go down a block, don't we? Yeah, I think this will look better if we go down by 1 block. Because this will probably get all torn out. So let's tear this out. My axe is about to break. So let's make a new one. Actually, I'll get that in a second. We'll leave that floating. Get all that torn out. How much room do I have left? I have no room for anything, which is not good, but that's okay. That is because we're just going to 1, 2, and then we will bring it to the end here. And I just realized I made a slight mistake with that. Whoops. And now we go down by 2 right there. Bring this out. Try to get this in before... Okay. Try to get this in before I have to sleep. Now we just gotta fill this in. Oops. Now we have that. Let's just fill the space in around it. We'll leave the door. We'll leave the block in front of the door alone. All right, let me go to sleep really quick. We'll sleep next to this cow. How about that? Now that we have that, and I did go ahead and change out my materials because my inventory was absolutely full. I mean, it's still kind of full, but it's a lot better than what it was. I did go ahead and set my little spot up here. Now we're ready to actually start on this bridge. Now this bridge is actually inspired by a real bridge in Japan. I don't want to go with the typical arch bridge that you see because I don't feel like it fit this area very well. Because this seems like it's at the same level as the spot over there. So I really want to lean into that. So what I'm thinking is, let's see. Well, I'm going to build the bridge first, and I'll tell you what the bridge is based on. But I did bring a bunch of wood, and that is so it can fit in with the theme of this village. I keep calling it a village or town. Let's see. I keep going back and forth between a village and a town. It's a little bit weird. So let's get some stuff in. And I'm probably going to go with a wooden floor for this, just to separate it from being boring. Now, the nice thing about this bridge design, which is inspired by an actual bridge that is in Japan. It is an actually existing bridge. I will talk more about that in a little bit, but this bridge is actually a flat bridge. Well, it's mostly flat, but I'm going to make it flat in this. Now, I'm not sure how close I'll get to what the actual bridge looks like, but we're going to try. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a pillar across, so that way I can establish where the bridge is going to go, get the basic shape. We're going to need another stack. Let me just do this. Alright, so now we just need to make our way across. I might have to and I'm probably going to have to terraform this river at some point. I might. I don't know if I will. Okay, now we have that. We're going to go all the way to the end there. And that is... We're going to try and keep it to the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want to get the Yeah, so let me get this. So now we have a way across. Now I'm going to go ahead and... So now we have a way across. I'm going to go to sleep, and then I'm going to fill the rest of this in. So we have a nice platform to work on. Okay, so now that I have the bridge itself in place, and I did put these in for a little bit of extra support. Now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to put a bunch of... Actually, I don't want to use birch. Let's get some oak ones. Going to make a bunch of oak fences. And let's see, what are we going to do? We'll take this out because this building will no longer exist in the next episode. We'll take these out too, since I have no use for them. I need a bunch of fences, oak fences. This is going to span the whole bridge, both ways. We got a fence gate, but that's okay. We got a few fence gates. I can't really use the fence gates, but that's okay. Actually, I might be able to use the fence gates for this. Let me think. Let me see. I need to go get my other fences. That should be in here. That's the wrong box. There we go. We'll take that. Let's try a little design with this, I think. So I think what we'll do is we'll do 5 each. So let's do... can we do 1 each? Yeah, that actually works for what I'm trying to go for. So we're going to go with this design here, which kind of makes it a little bit easier, but not by much. Because I have to make a bunch of fences, or I have to make a bunch of gates. Let's go on this side. Work our way over to here. Whoa. Missing spots. Okay, now there's that. Let's get the rest of these fences in. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so I need 4 more of those. Okay, now we have that. We have the guardrail so people aren't dumb enough to fall in. Okay, so now that we have the fences in, I want to actually get this in. Now, the next thing I want to focus on is actually I want to get the... Let's see, this is 75 blocks. So that's actually... Yeah, so this is actually 75 blocks across. Well, technically this is actually 73. Well, this is actually 73, but I'm going to put 2 more on that end. So we're going to figure... 75. So we need to make some... Okay, so what we need to do now is I need to make some markings here. Because I need to figure out where these stilts are. Because right now this bridge is kind of unrealistic. You wouldn't want to have a bridge that has no supports. And it wouldn't be reflective of the bridge I'm going for. So we're going to try and make some... So we're going to try to make some little markers. And I think we should probably go every 15. Because this is 75 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see. We'll do 1, 2. Whoa. Let me on there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we'll place a block right here. And actually, I think what we can do is... Instead of placing a block, that block can go bye-bye. Let's just go get it right now. Ow. Broke my leg. So now what we get to do is we get to make the stanchions, or the supports. And we're going to start with this one, or should we start... I think I'll start with that one. So let's go to the other side really quick. Okay, so what I want to do for my... Okay, so I have my reference image pulled up, and I don't have my food pulled up, which is bad in Minecraft. Okay, so I might make the stanchions closer, but we'll see. I'm just going to start with these. So we're going to start with, let's see. We're going to start with this one, and this is going to go on there. And let's see, we'll do... There. We'll use the scaffolding. Scaffolding is barely helping here. Oops. Okay. Now we need to take this, and it needs to go all the way across. And then we're going to go and strip this so I don't have to do this later. Now what we need to do is we need to get 4 pillars into this. So I think we'll do... one there. Oh, can I get up here? Come on, let me up. I think we can, yes, we could do 1. Or, yeah, we could do 4. That'll work for this. All right. Now we're going to want to go down. Okay, so now we have this. Now we need to go down by, I think, let's do 2. So it should be 3. Let's go a little bit lower by 1 more. Oh, and then we will bring this across. And I think we'll do 1 more jetting out from here. I actually might need to do a couple more. No, we should be alright. Alright, now what I want to do is I am going to need to make more fences for this in a moment. And then this is going to go right through this. And we're just going to stick it right out of the water. Let's get as best we can. Okay, so now we have that. Now I'm going to get another axe, and we're going to strip this down. I'm also going to need more fences. Okay, now we have all that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to strip all this down. Because I don't want the log. Oops, there goes that. Okay, now there's that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually take the fences and we'll do right here. We'll just do this. Actually, we need it to go, I think right there will work. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we've got that in. Let me get that out of there. Okay, so that's what we're going for, kind of, sort of, I believe. Yep. Okay, so now we have this. I'm quite happy with the way this looks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to replicate it on those spots. And I'll probably make more. Yeah, and I'm probably going to go ahead and make a bunch more of these because there should be a ton more of these. Okay, and I think that is good. All right, let's take a look at it from under. Okay, and that looks pretty much the way it's supposed to be. Let me get to the other side of this. I did make a boat just to make it easier to handle the waterways here. Now let's get over here. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good, I think. And now we have all the stanchions in. And I was going to add more, but I think I'm not going to do I'm now thinking I'm not going to do that. Only because while that might look nice, I think this looks pretty good. And also I need to save some wood for the rest of the buildings in this town. But the last thing we need to do is, in order to call this complete, is I'm going to add in a bunch of these slabs. And these slabs are going to be for the tie-in to the bridge that this is based on. Because in that bridge, there are a bunch of sort of like roof slats, or they look like roof shingles from the buildings that are in Japan, but they're put on the sides of the bridge. And I guess I gotta get rid of these torches. I'll have to figure out the lighting at some point. But while I do this, I guess I might as well tell you what this bridge is, or what it's based on, actually. Because this is actually based on a real bridge in Japan. And that is actually called the Togetsukyo Bridge. I hope I'm saying that right. And it's actually a bridge that is near Kyoto. And it's sort of a flat bridge. It's not like the traditional curved bridge that you see a lot of people build. It's more of a flat bridge. And yeah, so the challenge with this one was actually I wanted to look like that bridge as much as possible without looking like a bridge that looks like it's from a logging camp, because this bridge with these stilts gives me a logging camp style vibe. And so I was trying to avoid that the whole time I was doing this, and it's raining. But yeah, so that is the style I'm trying to go for, and I figured this will give it sort of the, I mean, it's not the best, but I think it gives a nice break. I might change this to stairs in the future, just to give it that slanted feel. But I wanted to go with the deep slate slabs because it matches with the roofs of the actual village it's tied to. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this idea. And I've never been to Japan. I've never been to that place. I'd love to go someday, but I don't know. I haven't really made plans to go there or anything, and that's just the way life is. But if I can't go to Japan, I'll bring Japan to me with making this little village. But that is not, we are not done with this village yet. Well, we're done for this episode. But we are not done with this village, because in the next episode, well, in between episodes, I will be working on in between episodes, I'll be working on this part of the village and getting it done. And then in the next episode, and actually in between episodes as well, because of the next episode, I actually have to get some mangrove grown. I do have a propagule for mangrove. I managed to get one from a wandering trader. Yeah, so I managed to get a propagule from a wandering trader, so I can grow some mangrove. And I want the temple up there, because I'm going to put a pagoda up there, or a temple. And I want that to be made of, and I specifically want that to be made of mangrove. But yeah, so this is the bridge in its entirety. Like I said, I might change this into stairs instead of slabs. But I'm quite happy with this, and it gets across the style of that bridge. It's not exact, because this is more based on the modern one, the modern images of it. And in the modern image, they usually have a couple sidewalks and then a road in the middle. But I don't want to do that with this. It's sort of a combination between the old one and the new style, where this is all entirely wood, because this is a footpath instead of a main roadway. So, or if it's like a motorway, it's like a light traffic one. But I think it looks nice, and it gets the idea across what it's supposed to be. So, yeah. And I did build that little boat to go there, so it'll help me out with the waterways. But I think that is all we're going to have time for today, guys. I hope you like this build. Let's look at it from this side. I might put torches on the tops of those things. I'll do that after this episode ends. Yeah, anyways, guys, I hope you like this build, and I hope I inspired you to go build your own Japanese-style bridge or Japanese village or whatever. And if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. It does about the channel, and your support is always appreciated around here. And until next time, everyone, I am Eject1, and you have been ejected.